Okay, let's talk about terminology and we're going to learn a new language. All right, so medical terminology is a language that's used in hospitals and clinics, and it's basically like learning a whole new language. So just imagine if you were in a class learning Japanese or Spanish, you have to learn what are the rules when you speak that language and how do you practice that and how does the pronunciation really work. So these are what we have to deal with when we're in the medical field and learning medical terminology first is something that will really help you when you're reading your textbooks and you're saying, hey, well, I really don't get this. I don't understand why this word is the way that it is. All right. So it's basically been developed over the years from older languages. It's over 3,000 years old. It was Hippocrates and Aristotle began describing the elements and parts of the body. And then the Romans also used both Latin and Greek to describe the elements of the body. But today, mostly the medical terms are mainly Greek and Latin word parts. That's why they sound so different. All right, so medical terms. If you have a medical term that is an acronym, such as CAT, which stands for computed axial tomography, or CT, which is the same thing, those are just abbreviated letters, okay? So you'll have MRI, and that's another magnetic resonance imaging. When then you have your eponyms. So these are named after doctors or a famous person, such as Hodgkin's disease. So that was named after Dr. Thomas Hodgkin back in 1832. Lou Gehrig's disease, now that was in honor of a famous baseball player named Lou Gehrig. But that disease is also known as ALS, and it's amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which a few years ago, probably about actually almost 10 years ago, they had this big, huge nationwide thing where people were dumping water on each other to raise money for that particular cause. All right, so now we have constructed terms. You're going to see throughout this presentation that you're going to see prefixes in green, root words in pink, combining vowels will be purple, and then you'll have combining forms and you'll have suffixes, and the suffix is in blue. All right, so one of the things I really like about this particular slide is you have these three guys that are construction workers. You have one that has a box, one that has a triangle, and the other one has an orange box. When you put those together, so you have like the blue on this particular one would represent the prefix. This would represent um, the term or the root word, and this would represent the suffix. This one here, that one basically is like a word like acne. So that one doesn't really have any type of construction to it. Now, when we look at this prefix, all right, we're going to do prefix. Every prefix will be in green. You have the word part that is placed before the word root, which is to modify its meaning. So you have abnormal. So the prefix ab is placed before the root, okay, to modify the word meaning, and it means away from. So if you look and take put your finger over this word a or this prefix ab, you have normal. You add AB to it, it means away from normal. All right. Super easy to get. Also, we have some other prefix. So you have AB, which is away from, by, which is to. You have endo, which is within, hyper, which is excessive, and hypo, which is under. And I put them together with the words abnormal, bilateral, endocardium, hypertension, hypotension. And we can go over what each of these words mean when we get to the end of this presentation. We also have intra, which is within. You have pre, to come before. Post, to follow after. Sub is below or beneath. And then you have intravenous, prenatal, postpartum, subcutaneous. What does a prefix refer to? Is it a word part affixed to the beginning of a word part that provides primary meaning, a word part affixed to the end of the word, a word root plus its combining vowel? Let's check it out. It is a word part affixed